Hello my sugar plums, welcome back to my channel guys. If you want to see how I make this beautiful hairpiece, stay tuned and I'm gonna be showing you exactly what I did. Now I made the previous one that I made was a few weeks ago, and you guys love it, and I absolutely love the look of the cherry blossom on the hairpiece. So we're just gonna go ahead and make a different one, a bigger one this time. Now for this I want to make a cherry blossom that's gonna be blooming over a crescent moon. And what I'm gonna be doing right now, I'm gonna be using this beautiful pendant. Now I get those pendant from a company called Pendant, and they sell their product on Amazon. And those are like 18 karat gold fill pieces. Now they don't go they don't tarnish like easy, so I love using them. Now this crescent moon is quite big, so but I used them before for as pendant, but I wanted to use it over on my Sakura flowers, just because it's quite big for it. And also we're gonna be using those cellophane paper that I got on Amazon. Now those are samples from like for nails, like if you want to do your nails, but I like the look of it because you can use them. They almost look like iridescent and color shifting broken glasses. So I'm gonna just kind of mimic, cut it like irregular shape and then use that inside of the moon. Now all I did right here, I use a little bit of the UV resin as a bottom part, and then we put our cellophane paper inside, and I'm using the iridescent one, a little bit of one that have a blue on it, just like a blue on it. I think it went well with the iridescent one. This, and then we top coat it with another layer of the resin, and then we're gonna cure that. And then once we finish doing that, we're gonna go ahead and start forming our flowers on top of it. Now guys, I'm not gonna be showing you I made the cherry blossom flowers because I already made a video that had showed you that. So if you want to know exactly how to create the cherry blossom petals, just let me know, and I can just go ahead and make a simple short video for you guys and show you exactly how to do it. Or you can refer to the next to the last video that I made that had a cherry blossom on it, and that was a hairpiece also I made, that I showed you exactly step by step how to make the cherry blossom petals. Now for this piece itself, we're gonna make different layers of cherry blossoms, and each layer is gonna be slightly bigger than the next one. So this is going to be the smallest one. The first two layers going to be exactly the same size, and they're going to be on top of the moon itself. So now I'm just curing forming the flower one petal at a time. It's very important to do this part one petal at a time, just because you want to have the placement of the flower that's going to be on top of the crescent moon in the nice placement, and you also want to make sure that it's nicely cured on top of it. So I'm just taking my time doing that. Now like I said, each one of the flowers, we're going to be doing 5 layers total. Now each one of the flowers is going to be slightly bigger than the other one. Now the first 2 are the same size, so the last 3 is going to be slightly bigger than the first 2. So now this one, I use a 26 gauge round wire, and this is also from Pendant, and this is also a 18 karat gold filled round wire, and this is 26 gauge, so it's quite thin and quite bendable. So and for each one of the first 2 layer of flower, I use a 5 centimeters. So when you're making the flower, you use 5 centimeters, so it's gonna be bending in half to make your flower. So your flower itself is gonna be like between like 2.5 and 2.4, because it will depend if you twist the end, but that's about it. So the first 2 I cut a 5 centimeter wire to make my first 2, and then I finished doing that. I did my center using a gem in the middle and some like caviar, small caviar bead, to give me the little gold that's gonna attach to the middle part itself. Now, also the third layer of flour that I made is a 7 centimeter flour. So when you bend it in half, it's gonna be 3.5. The fourth one is 8, and the last one, the big one, this one is 10. So this one is the largest one. It's gonna be the very bottom part of the piece. So I already made those. I'm gonna be showing you quickly how I put the petals together to form my flowers. And guys, I already showed you that, but I just wanted to show you that part again because this petal is quite big. Now you can make your cherry blossom as small or as big as you want. It's just depend on what piece you're making. So that's that. Now I'm just I made those the last layer of flour, which is the 10 centimeter one. I made that quite flat. I didn't did any bending in it, but I didn't want to bend it before I put it to into the hair stick, because I wanted to see how flat it was gonna lay and which part and how far I want the curve to go. And we're gonna go ahead and slightly curve the end of the petal, like barely, guys, because I want it to I don't want it to be curved up quite a bit, because that's not the look I wanted for it. So after I finish doing that, this is what this is gonna be looking like. And I'm gonna be showing you what I did. I'm gonna take my hair stick and then we're gonna place that at the bottom of it, and then I'm like, okay, now I know exactly how I want the curve to be, and we're just gonna slightly curve the petal upward just slightly. And if you're doing it that way, guys, make sure you kind of hold your petals together, mostly in the center when you're doing the curve up, just because you don't want to break it apart, because it's still quite fragile, because I only did one layer of the resin on top and cure it. Now as we adding layers on top of it, it's gonna have more resin, so it's gonna be more solid and more sturdy. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now the second layer of flowers that I've made, this is gonna be the 8 centimeter one. I'm gonna glue it, and you can see when I glue it, I want the petals to go in between the layer that was at the bottom, so that way it will give your flower dimension and it will make it look nicer. Now also you can see some of the petals are like more pink, more not pink, opaque, more opaque than the next one. Like this one that I'm gluing on top right now, it's quite a lot more opaque than the bottom part one, just because again, it's just about dimension and shadows and making it look nice. Now the third layer one, again, it's gonna be slightly more opaque than the second layer at the bottom, and this one, it's quite curved up, because I wanted to crest between I want the moon to crest in between the third layer and the first 2 layer that's on top of it. So you want the third layer of flower to be curved up, almost to kind of hug the moon itself. Now we have all the petals and all the flower made, so now it's time to go ahead and start to assemble. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and finish our moon, because remember before I just did the clear resin with the cellophane paper inside, just so we can have that beautiful broken glass color shift when you move it. But adding color on the backs is gonna bring that beautiful color, absolutely gorgeous. And I wanted to do pink on it, and I didn't do like the very pale pink. I did the pink that I put in the center of the cherry blossom flower, just because it will help the cellophane paper to show up more. And we did that beautiful pink on the back. And it's very important, guys, that you only do the pink on the back, because if you do it on the front, well, that defeats the purpose of adding the cellophane paper, because it's gonna barely show. So I did the pink on the back. We did a very nice doming layer on the back with the pink, and then we're gonna cure that. And then for the front part, we're gonna add a layer of clear to kind of dome the moon itself, so that way you have like a very nice doming. It's gonna look quite nice. Now this is what it looks like after we add the pink on it. You can see the color is more prominent, and the broken glass like cellophane style is more prominent. Also, it's like showing more. Now I'm just gonna put that down again. I'm gonna do a layer of clear on the crescent moon to kind of dome the piece itself. Now this, just like this by itself, you can do like a pendant with it, or you can do like a brooch. It's just up to you, but I wanted to do like a hairpiece. Now the last one that I made was it was also a cherry blossom hairpiece, but this one is it's quite larger. It's very, very large. I wanted to make a big one, like one that was like very large. And also for this one, we're gonna make sure that when we attach the chain, that I'm gonna be doing two dangling chain on it. So I wanted to make sure that it's easy for you to kind of take off and put back on. So if you wanna use in where the hairpiece just by itself without the chains dangling on it, you can just remove them. And if you wanna put them on it for more styles, you can do that. It's gonna be very versatile and very easy to use. So I wanted to do that. Now you see me putting the clear on top, and even if you see, guys, there's a slightly hint of pink on it. It's just because I use the same the same little jar that I use that I had the pink on the same one that I did on the back. I put crayons in it, but it's just a little hint of pink. It's not really showing anything. It's very sheer. So we're gonna cure that, and then our moon's gonna be done. Now all we have to do is put all a layer together and then glue it to the hair stick. It's quite easy to make. So my advice is, if you're gonna be doing anything like this, you can make all your petals in advance. Make a bunch of petals, have them sit there, and they're not gonna go bad. So just make them and leave them there, and then when you want to use them, it'll be easier because making the petals, this is what is really time consuming. So if you have them already pre-made in there, so it's easy for you to just make your pieces. So now we're gonna go ahead and add a third layer. Again, the third layer is gonna be at the bottom of the moon itself. So the bone's gonna be between the first two layers and the third layers. Very important, guys, because, and also it's very important to have your third layer curve up quite a bit, because you want it to be hugging the moon, so that way your moon is not gonna fall off. So, and make sure you add a decent amount of resin to make sure it's cure. It's gonna be stuck together. So you have to make sure, like, if you don't have to add all the resin at one time. You can add a little bit, make sure it's thick, and then add on a layer until the third layer of flour is thick quite nicely to the moon itself. Because if this is falling off, then you're gonna be losing your beautiful hair piece while you're wearing it, and then you're gonna go home and be like, where's my moon? But yeah, that's that. Now this is what it looked like after we add the third layer of resin. Now we're gonna go ahead and cure everything together. Now we have the first 3 layers with the moon, and then we're gonna add that to the bottom 2 layers, and then once we finish doing that, we're just gonna go ahead and cure that on the hairpiece. Now I didn't show you guys how I made the little chain, the gling chain, because I made that before. But if you interested to see how I made that, I still have the clip, so I can just go ahead and make just a short video for you guys, showing you exactly how I make those little chains. It's very easy. You can add whatever you want. You can do it however you want. I can just go ahead and do a short. I probably will do that for you guys if you want me to do it, and also probably will do a very short video as well on how to make the sakura petals or the cherry blossom petals. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add my little hoop. Now before, I just use like a big ring jump hoop to do this, but this one, those are like almost like earrings and pendant that you can use those because the flower is quite not big, so it kind of add to the smaller size of it and add 2 of them, because I only did 2 chain for this one. Now at the end of the chain, instead of adding just a regular jump hook, you're just gonna add a clasp on it. That way it's almost like a necklace you can take off and put back on, so it's easier for you if you don't want to wear the chains, or if you want to wear them, it's easy for you to just kind of put it back on and remove them. Now once we find the position that we want to glue or pin, make sure her hair stick is glued exactly the way you want to do it, guys. Make sure it's glued, and just make sure you add a decent amount of resin again to make sure it stick. It's not gonna fall off. So once we are finished doing that and we are done, that's it. It was very easy to make because I already had, the petals, and I just had to make like the bigger size petals, but I already have like all the small size petals that I had. But this is what this is looking like, guys. I absolutely love this piece. It's big, it's beautiful, and I love the versatility of it, that you can just remove the chains and just wear it like this. If you're doing like a high bun, you don't want to use the chain, you can just add it like this. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, if this is your first time here, do me a favor, just go ahead and click on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell as well, all, so that way you can be notified on all the video that I make. Share this video with your friend and family. If you like it, leave me a comment, like this video also. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you again for being here. I love you guys so much. This meant a lot to me, for you to be sitting there and watch me do what I like to do. So thank you so much for being here, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and leave me, share it with your friend and family, guys. I'll see you. Also, if you want to see me do other hairpiece or the flower, just let me know. I'll see you guys soon. And as always, guys, you know the drill. Be blessed and stay blessed. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.